we failed to make our coaching points and our points more compelling than their fat little girlfriends. Now, their fat little girlfriends have some obvious advantages. For one thing, their fat little girlfriends are telling them what they want to hear, which is how great you are.
Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today it is, what is today? Today is a Wednesday, right? It's a Wednesday.
Oh
Wednesday,
God.
October 13, 2021. I don't know what you're laughing at. I didn't hear anything. But anything, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. Today we're going to just kind of have some fun with it today. Today's show, we've got a few topics we want to talk about. But honestly, for anybody that's tuned in, anybody that's watching, it's a day that really, if you want to throw out any questions, anything, any topics you all want to get at, guys like Dax, Fix, whoever is out there that wants to throw in just some of the random questions. YFG, I know you do that a lot. We'll be having fun answering those. Just kind of chilling. I don't know about where you guys are, but it's kind of a cooler, rainy day today. It's like in the 60s here now, or maybe it's like 70s. I don't know. It's cool.
Oh,
though.
man.
It's rainy.
Still warm. That's cool.
Huh?
70s?
I mean, it's cool as in like, it says it's 70, but it's really, I went outside and I thought it was cold. I think it's more like 60s, but anyway, I mean, it's not, I'm not from a warm area, let's not pretend, but what is it in Canada? That's what I meant to ask you actually yesterday. What is it in Canada?
Yeah, right. I'm pretty sure it's
You
like
have to look-
17 degrees, so in Fahrenheit, that's like 60.
Yeah, I don't know what any of that is.
Oh, no.
Because you're going to...
It's 22, so it's probably around the same as you, actually. I didn't know it was
Yeah.
that hot. I haven't been outside today.
Oh yeah, so you're part of the Celsius gang. We don't do
Yeah,
you don't do. I see. We just do everything the opposite of everybody else from here. So yeah, it's whatever. I know. Alejandro was talking to me and he said something. He's like, "Yeah, I think it's like 40s there," and I'm like, "That's cold as hell, dude." I'm like, "It's 40 degrees
Yeah.
outside," and I'm like, "Oh wait, 40 Celsius." I'm like, "Okay, never mind. No, that's not
Yeah,
cold
for
at
the
all."
World Cup, that's what he was talking about.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, Honest is asking, where am I from? I'm actually from Kentucky, from Louisville, Kentucky. It's weird. The reason I say that is yesterday I was in Indianapolis, and literally driving up, I left my house, it was like 80 degrees outside. I got to Indianapolis, it was 62. And that's only a 2-hour drive, so it's not usually, it's usually about the same there as it is here. So I was shocked at how much cooler it was. Anyway, guys, I appreciate it. If you haven't hit that like button, that helps our channel. Subscribe, all that good stuff. But yeah, it was just a weird day yesterday. It was just oddly, I was like, is it that cold? I was like, how cold is it in Canada if it's, this temperature here?
It's 22? Hey, hold on.
Yeah.
Time out. Is that Scott Satterfield?
We're not talking.
Who was that at the beginning?
Oh, no. Oh, I thought you meant, no. That's a man, my personal hero, as a American football fan and a football player, whatever you want to say. His name is Michael Leach. He's the head coach of Mississippi State right now. He was the head coach of Texas Tech back in the day and the head coach of Washington State, but he is beloved for some of his phrases, some of the things he says and does, but this is one of my favorite ones, so I just thought I'd had to throw it out there to start the show. Let's see, did I have any other ones of him around? I don't know if I have any more of his, but I think that was the main one of his. I had a couple of Nick Saban ones we'll throw out there that'll work, especially during post games. I'm working on more sound, but that one I just felt like that was just perfect. It was just Mike Leach, he's the kind of guy who literally you get in the post game and people start asking, they realize they start asking him random ass questions. They asked him, so he's known as the Pirate, and he has these theories on like Bigfoot and like aliens and shit. He'll talk about everything. So like you can ask him, and like most coaches would look like you, like probably like you did when I played that, or like Aaliyah would look at me when I played and stuff like that. They look at you like you're a jackass. If you ask him, if you play stuff like that, he'll look at you. Well, here's my thought on Bigfoot. I think, actually, I probably could pull some of that sound. I'm not going to do it right now, but here's so much sound of him, like, breaking down. He's like, well, I don't think Bigfoot exists because you have to find some dinosaurs. We found dinosaur bones. And, like, Loch Ness Monster, who knows? But then he goes to do it. He also has done, people ask him mascots, like, who would win. And, like, he literally came and he's like, no, I'll give you a serious answer. Well, now, the Buccaneer, you see Buccaneer's got whatever. Now, the Wildcat's good. Anyway, he's ridiculous. He's hilarious. I'll find more stuff down the road and play it. But anyway, I had fun with it. That is probably one of my favorite lines that he ever said. He was just going to town on his team, and that was actually he was actually pissed, but it just comes off hilarious. So, Anyway, how was your week, sir? It's the first time you and I have had a. It's been a while since you and I have done it live.
Yeah,
I feel like.
I know. International break, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, I had Canadian Thanksgiving. Yeah, I was off for 4 days.
Yeah, you had Canadian Thanksgiving, but also you've had shows with Aaliyah rather than myself.
Oh yeah.
So I think I've done it with Alejandro, but I haven't done it with you in a bit. So it's been a little bit.
Yeah. Crazy.
How's your weekend?
Used to
Everything.
meet you every day.
Right? How's the weekend gone? How's the family stuff done with the? What do y'all do for Canadian Thanksgiving? Is it the same as American, just a different time of the year?
Yep.
So it's
and
just
probably it's not as commercialized.
Right. So yeah, because I didn't know that this was the thing in October. So like, what do y'all do? You just have like turkey and shit? And,
Yep.
Huh. Wait. Okay, wait.
Football.
Wait, actually, no. Explain to me though. Explain to me what Canadian Thanksgiving is though in Canada, because in America, it's all based around like pilgrims and crap, and like at least they say it is.
Same idea.
Okay, but
same idea. Same BS about all that. Whatever happened.
Wasn't it?
I'm not gonna get into it.
Actually, yeah, we want to get into your politics when it comes to
Nope.
Okay, actually, what do you think about Columbus Day? That was Monday. Thoughts?
No comment. That's an American thing.
That's true. No, there's a big battle here between Italian Americans and even here locally, like everybody else. Most people would just be like, it's Indigenous Peoples Day, and then anyway, I'm not getting in the fight. But anyway, and living in Kentucky, it's not as serious though as it is like New York and places like that where there's higher.
You watch South Park, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you remember the episode that they made about Columbus Day?
When was this? Was this a long time ago, or was this recently?
No, it was like maybe 4 seasons ago. They were trying to get rid of Columbus Day. And
I don't think I have.
Marsh went on you got, oh man.
Oh, it's a Randy Marsh episode?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I'm gonna go watch that. Yeah. Any Randy Marsh episode are my favorite. Randy Marsh. I'm gonna be that dad when he's like starting fights up there, and all that. Your mom just said, Justin, so you know I made lasagna. Perfect. That's perfect for Canadian Thanksgiving. Actually, and no offense to your mom, my wife and I just had this debate today about lasagna. About she's making lasagna tonight for dinner, and I like lasagna. So no offense to your mom, but I told her, I was like, I think lasagna might be the most overrated of the Italian foods.
Oh,
what? Just hear me out. When I say this, I don't know. Me personally, I like lasagna. It's fine. But like my granddad gets really excited about it every time somebody makes it. With me, I'm like, when I went to Italy, I would take a lot of other things first. And like the reason is like, if you get on Instagram, if you get on Twitter, any of that stuff, there's a lot of things where I follow where people talk about like their favorite Italian foods, and lasagna is always like one or two. And that's when I say that, I'm not saying it's bad, it's delicious. But what I'm saying is, I'm like, is it really the one or two best Italian foods that you could have? She said, I think they're still trying to get rid of Columbus Day.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, right. But like, what do you think? What's your opinion? Is it your favorite, or is it like?
Oh, like any kind of pasta is my favorite.
Right. But I'm
penne. You give me bolognese. Maybe not spaghetti though. That's a hot take.
Really,
That
is hot. I mean, overall, it's the one that everybody grew up with. Like, even if you're not from America, it's the one that everybody had: spaghetti, meatballs, whatever. Well, even though it's really bolognese, if you go to actual Italy.
Yeah.
But it's just one of the things that I talk ravioli, like Aneen's saying. Sorry, guys, I'll come back to some of those chats. I just hadn't done it yet. But like, no, the reason I bring it up is because we were having this argument, and she was like looking at me disgusted because I said this about lasagna, and I'm like, it's fine. But like, when I went to Italy, I'm thinking about carbonara. Good carbonara. Oh, yeah. Because you don't get good carbonara here. I tried it at some of even the better Italian restaurants. Of course, I live in Kentucky, which is, the sticks and like all that stuff. But overall, like, I just enjoy, like, I just feel like lasagna would be the one that's just my mom's making it on the, because it's easy for kids kind of thing.
Is your wife American Italian as well?
No, and that's the thing. She's not.
Weird.
Her family actually is more of like more Irish background and stuff like that, but she would argue that she's more Italian than me because she's been to Italy like way more, and her family goes like all the time, and she speaks more than I do right now. So my God. She actually might be. So, but yeah, for not being from an Italian background, I picked a decent one though. But yeah, no, But anyway, yeah, no, it's a long thing there. I'm working on it though. I got some stuff to start learning. But anyway, that was just one of those things. I love lasagna. My family has never done the lasagna for Thanksgiving thing either. But it's more because my grandma, a lot of them came in through Mexico, so they have a lot of Mexican traditions that continue on, which are weird.
Right on.
I grew up as a kid thinking I was Mexican. Like I would tell people, no, dude, I'm Mexican. They looked at me and they're like, bruh, you're not Mexican. Stop saying you're Mexican.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had a twin brother too, and we'd argue with people all the time.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, Justin, you come from an Italian background. You do not come from a Spanish. Anyway, so it's just ridiculous. Anyway, as you know, and then we're about to get into Juventus, guys, I promise. But this is what I like to do. If I run the show, this is what happens. We just go on tangents. Overall, though, you brought it up today, so I'm gonna have to rant a little bit about the Scott Satterfield crap. How pissed I am. The reason I say this is I need Juventus to come out, and I need them firing on all cylinders when they come back from break this Sunday, because I am sick of shitty sports in my life right now. I've had Louisville just crapping the bed week in and week out. Literally, they've gone up by like 20, 30 points in football, in American football, which is usually pretty safe once you get to the fourth quarter.
Yep.
And giving up that every single game. I say every single game. The last two games they did it. And then my second team, Syracuse, they're Syracuse. It's Syracuse football. It's not anything to whatever.
Syracuse.
Yes, it's not good. Anyway, that's all. I'm just sick of crap, and I need Juventus to not be crap, and that's all I ask. Just don't be crap, which I think they can do that. Anyway.
So yeah, my main hockey team starts tomorrow, and they are absolute shit. So I need
the Red Wings
to do the same. Yep.
See, that's what I need, because like Juventus has been that rock for so long. That's really kept my spirits high when all my other teams are crap. I like that hat. That's fine. What year is that from? Is it a throwback one, or is it like actually old?
I don't know. I got it from the Detroit, Little Caesars Arena store, like last time I went. So
okay, so it's like a throwback look though. It looks like it's some of the red. I love that look. I love when they do throwback stuff. Anything in there. Let's see. Let's try out some of these. Ryan says, "Hey guys, just came back from watching women's game Juve Chelsea. Unfortunately, Juventus lost 2-1 at home. I wish I could say that I also watched it. I didn't, but that's unfortunate. I mean, you want them to, yes, I do want them to win, but it's only so much. There's only so much time my wife will let me spend not working and not spending time with family. So I have to. It has to be all about the what's it called, men's team before anything. Let's see if that's better.
What's up?
The noise canceling wasn't working. I could just hear myself yelling. So I was trying to get rid of that. Okay. Fix Celsius meters and miles wins. Well, we have miles. I don't know if it's a different kind of miles. Yeah, we do. It's feet, miles. I don't know, but it's weird. There's one. Actually, I'll tell you right now. There's one area of Louisville that in my city you're driving, and it's right by my parents' house on the interstate. Is the big loop around the city, as on the Gene Snyder, where it literally just says kilometers for no reason. It doesn't say miles or anything. Yeah, but it just out of nowhere, it just gives kilometers. There's no explanation for it or why they did it, but it doesn't. Every other place it's like 2 miles to exit or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yo, and so when you're driving there, do you use your speedometer to check out how fast you're going then?
Yeah. It's a miles per hour though. My speedometer.
Yeah.
It's 60 miles.
So in my car, I have both.
Oh, it did?
Miles. Yeah.
I need to check. Maybe it does. I need to. I haven't even thought it might. Did something?
I heard that.
Yeah, was that I don't know. I guess that was. I thought that was your house because it came through this thing. I guess it's my house. I don't know. Okay, anyway, guys. What's up, Jeremy? What's up, Mateen? I want 2 players, Chumini, Bubakar, and Kamada. We'll get into that. That's the second part of what I want to talk about, but we'll get into that in a sec. Jeremy says, here we go. And then we can kind of get into this, asking about Roma, Juve Roma, what's our lineup. Well, I do know that you and Alejandro will do a pre-match thing where you break down your lineup for it. Well, we can kind of preview Roma. We have the Roma match coming up. Let me actually just get into this. So we have the Roma match coming up Sunday. We return to action. I need Juventus to win for my own sanity and my own sporting sanity currently. Overall, But what is your opinion? How do you feel coming off of the break, coming into this match against Roma? Do you feel like Juventus is in a good place without having Dybala, or potentially Dybala? It's more than likely looking like we're not going to have Dybala. Definitely not having Morata back. Moise Kean, who knows? Is it a knock? What does he have? I have no idea. They haven't really exactly said what's wrong with him, but he was out of action for the international team. For the national team, not international team. And then we're looking at maybe potentially Kyle George starting. So how do you feel?
I'm nervous for Sunday, to be honest, because we don't have as many fit players as we should. But that's obviously going to happen, obviously, coming out of an international break. And we have 2 weeks without I know we won 3 in a row, or we won 4 in a row or whatever. But that momentum's pretty much gone, in my opinion, because it's been a 2-week international break. All these players have played different games in different nations, and now they come back, and half the team's practicing today, half the team's practicing tomorrow. And it's like starting from scratch again. And that's why I hate the international break. That's why everyone hates the international break. Because when you're in a good period of form, the international break comes and momentum's done. 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's an absolute...
I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
I'm a bit worried. I mean, I want to have faith in what Allegri's building and that he knows what he can really do. Some positives I can take from this are Kyle George and Artur getting some time to really play, hopefully get into shape and hopefully come back and maybe really contribute for the club. I do worry about, for the Italian national team, our guys got used way too much. The Juventus players got used way too much. So I'm still worried about some kind of, either being tired from it, being, I don't know, what you could have some kind of injury or some kind of nagging that could happen that, you don't know until they get out there and start playing.
The only benefit to the Italian players is they stayed home, basically. And it's like the game was Sunday, and now they're coming back, and the game Sunday for Juventus. So that's the only good thing about that. They could have 2 weeks off, not played, but it's like their season just continued week after week, not midweek match, then weekend. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they get a week off. They're not traveling so much. So I'm hopeful and grateful for that.
Yeah, no, I completely. That is a good point. I completely forgot that they stayed in country, so that makes a big difference overall. I totally forgot.
Seriously, it does though.
Yeah, it's so weird because, I mean, how much is there really to say to break down and really talk about this? Until I see what they're doing and what they put out there on Sunday, it's really difficult. I don't know, honestly, about Roma's form. Is anybody there injured? Are they missing anybody right now? Or who is out right now?
Tammy Abraham, their main guy, he's hurt. He got hurt with England. Obviously, Spinazzola's still hurt. Yeah. Pellegrini's available. Obviously, he's exceptional at this moment in time, so he's going to be playing. I think Veretout, who's in the best form of his life, the center midfielder, just won.
Zaniolo's getting back to form too, right? I think, or is he slowly getting there?
I think he's still kind of not at his top peak yet, but he might start just because Tammy's out and Mourinho might pull out something out of his butt. So Roma are beatable, especially when Juve are home, but I'm nervous with our players available.
Yeah, especially, and I see somebody put in the chat, and then I'm going to come back to the chat. Bone was saying Ramsey probably is going to start too. Well, maybe.
It depends on who's available.
Yeah.
Again, if there's literally, if Arthur's ready for 60 minutes, Ramsey's not starting. That's how low Ramsey is on the pecking order.
And that's kind of where I am, and that's where I'm kind of hopeful or praying at this point, is that we can have Ramsey be healthy, or not Ramsey, God no, Arthur be healthy. I don't know what I was saying. Last thing we need is Ramsey healthy. What we need is, maybe we could. Yeah, to sell him, but to have Arthur healthy, because I would love to see. I want to see him, and hopefully to see how him and Locatelli can gel together, and that's what I'm really looking forward to that match. Let me jump into a couple of these. There are a couple people that had some questions that were related, or statements, but things that I think are interesting. Marco first said, "Hey boys, love the show, appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in, Marco." So, which team do you think is the best Italian midfielder for the future? Barella with Inter, Tonali, Milan, or Locatelli, Juve?
They all bring something different. It's all, like, for the Italian national team's sake, it's great.
Yeah.
So you go ahead, and I'll
No,
answer.
I say those are three guys that I don't want to. I don't like to let any kind of bias affect my
Yeah.
personal opinion on players. So when I say any of this, even though it may come off that way, I don't think that way at all when I'm saying this. But Ella, the only thing about him is I feel like I've kind of cooled on him a little bit because I viewed him as like the best younger Italian midfielder for a while. It felt that way, but I'm starting to cool on him a little bit with some of his play lately for the national team. He just didn't. He seemed a little bit off. He's done things that really confuse me sometimes. Tonali's starting to turn on with Milan. He looks like he's ready to go. He had this weird. Excuse me, gosh, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the cold weather. Cold weather. I know, right? But the Tonali, I don't know if it's that 1 year, if everything threw him off and really he needed a year to settle in, develop, but he looks a lot better. He's doing things that piss me off as a fan of Juve, against Juve, which is what I want to see Juve players do to other teams. Like he's out there he did it with Dybala, he did it, was it Bonucci or whoever, he was getting in somebody's face, doing stuff like that. He's showing he had balls. And that's kind of like, I liked what I saw from him. And then Locatelli, of course. I love what I see from Locatelli. He's really coming on and developing. It's different. I mean, right now, I don't know. It's. I'd say trajectory-wise, I like what I'm seeing from Locatelli and Tonali a little bit more than Barella right now. But Barella is a great player, so it's really hard for me to pick the one. And I don't want to be Juve first guy and just say Locatelli's the best one, because I don't know if that is true right now.
Yeah. So, am I lagging? Sorry.
No, I think you're good on my side. Oh wait.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, I'm good. I'm gonna say Barella is currently at this moment in time better, but Locatelli can play any position in midfield, and he's shown that. Mm-hmm. He can play as a regista, he can play as Mezzala, and you can play him as an attacking midfielder. I bet he'll still find success. Tonali, it's been 9 games?
Yeah.
No, not even 9 games. So
yeah,
Locatelli's been performing at this level and the international stage, the top international stage now, for over a year. And Barella shies away in big moments in the Champions League for one, and on the international stage for another. I'm not just talking about what happened against Spain. I'm also talking about what happened against England, what happened against Spain in the semifinal. So, of course, he scored his goal against Belgium. Good for him. Good for you. But on the biggest stages so far, Barella's not been there against all these lower side mid-table Serie A teams. Yeah, of course, he's great, and against the other international lower bottom feeders, he's been great. However, if you are able to play multiple positions in midfield, I want you on my team more than someone else.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think. Some people had some good comments about them saying, YFG, I agree with him, about Zaniolo being the best midfielder when he isn't injured. But that's a big if. Also,
he's more of an attacker. He's more like the defensive side of the game for him is just non-existent. So when you're talking about midfield, you want both sides of the ball.
Yeah, he's built more like a brick shithouse than anything. And then YFG said, Barella, and I kind of agree with this, Barella is either it's a great game or it's a terrible game. There's not a lot of middle. It's either he's doing great or it's like, hey, let's pull him for somebody else. So I kind of do agree with him there when he says that. I don't know if I agree with Tonali being weak, but Locatelli still does have to prove himself as well. Those are things that I do agree with. I mean, okay. Well, when I say
he's not, like, I haven't seen him play a horrible game. I haven't seen him play a horrible game. I've seen Barella do that. I've seen Tonali do that. So if we're talking about consistency, Locatelli is the most consistent out of the three.
Yeah.
But when Barella's on, he's up here. And when Tonali's, again, he's played 9 good games this year. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's a very good point. Joel, appreciate it. Said, hi, I love your channel. Thank you, Joel. Thank you for tuning in.
Nice.
Thank you for the support. If you haven't hit that like button, also share us if you haven't. If you have other Juve friends, definitely share us. We want to grow this community, what we're doing here. There's big things on the horizon in the future, and I'm really excited about where this can lead, especially for post-game stuff, celebratory stuff. What we're really doing here is we're really developing what I think is a good community of people. Kind of like, there's a lot of us that may not have, like where I am from, we don't have it. We do not have have a Juventus fan club kind of thing. And this is a way to kind of have that on the international stage of people that I never would have been lucky enough to meet before. A lot of you guys, you all have been part of our daily life. A lot of you guys, like I know Bone, YFG, Ryan, everybody, Hadeen, all you guys, I'm just looking through real quick on what I see in the chat, and these are people that I see every day on here. And then YFG asked, Justin, what's on your logo on your cup? It's a local, it's our local team, Louisville City. I honestly hate this one. They had one that used to be, they literally just changed it to this. To me, this just looks generic. And I get it, Louisville is a city named after the French and whatever, King Louis. But at the same time, it used to be, it was a bourbon barrel at the bottom, and then had the the actual city skyline over it before. It was way cooler.
Nice.
And we're known for bourbon. This one just looks cheap. And then the other side, it's the women's team, Racing Louisville, which is, this is their first year. They didn't make the playoffs, which you didn't expect for the first year. But Louisville's hosting the women's championship
Final?
and everything here.
Nice.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Cool.
So it's really good to see the sport. I mean, things like surprising soccer here is not well, I wouldn't say well received, but it's not really popular here. But it's growing. Yeah. Like Louisville, the city of Louisville. If you're not from here, if you don't know, Louisville just loves sports in general. If you look on the any kind of the ratings, the TV ratings, etc., stuff like that, Louisville's always going to be 1 or 2 in every single sport. People love sitting their ass. People love sitting their ass at home and watching TV and watching sports here at least. So it's really cool to see that grow. And let me go back. Stephanie had some really cool one that she put. I think it's she. I believe so. So correct me if I'm wrong, but Stephanie said, not from Italy at all, but I visited to study abroad and fell in love, but I fell in love with Juventus because everyone from around me was either Barca or Madrid. So that's really cool.
Good
That's
choice.
really cool. And then she also said, don't talk to me about the New York Giants. I'm guessing.
Whoa.
I think she might be a Giants fan. Maybe she's
Are
frustrated
you a
with the
Giants
Giants.
fan?
I don't know.
Right on.
Let us know, Stephanie, if you are. Is that what you're saying? Because I think that was the same time when I was yelling and crying, bitching and moaning about my team and all that.
Oh, okay.
So that makes sense. But yeah, and then let us know where you're from. Are you from? Are you from here in the United States? Or are you from here? You say Barca and Madrid. Are you from Spain? Or let us know, because I appreciate it. It's a new name. I haven't seen you before, but I love seeing new people pop into the chat during this. So, and I appreciate it if I'm late getting into it as well.
Any dimes.
Exactly. Hey. Abdul Rahman said, "I wish if Juventus could sign Zakaria or is it Zakaria? Zakaria?
Zakaria as it works.
Zakaria, yeah, for free. He's one of the best central midfielders. I mean, I'm not super hype on Zakaria personally, but
he's one of the best holding midfielders for free.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's fair. That's a fair point. That is. He was okay. Well, actually, let's get into that. I go off on tangents. We want to address the chat, but we also want to stick with our main topics as well. So you can actually have something if you're on the road listening. It's better than that than me just reading chats.
Yeah.
So right now we're looking at a transfer market that's coming up, which is, I think, for the first time in a while, that's pretty. It feels cut and dry, and maybe I'm wrong, but it feels pretty cut and dry to me. And this is the first time that I've been on here with you since the rumors started to pick up about your boy, about what may happen with him. And I know you talked about it a little bit yesterday as well, but definitely, and I apologize, I was in and out with work and stuff during that. So what we're looking at right now is they're definitely looking for a midfield. Chouameni is the guy, is the top target for the midfield.
Yeah.
Seems correct. And then you're looking at Donny van de Beek's a name. That's another backup option. And then now it looks like they're throwing Zakaria out there as well as another plan B option. We'll see. This is the first time it's really come up with today that it's really, or at least recently, that it's been floated out there as an option. But I feel like obviously Chouameni is going to be the main target. It's going to be difficult when you've got a team like Real Madrid, I believe, who's also interested in him.
And Chelsea.
Apparently. Yeah, you got some big dogs out there who have money to throw around, so it's going to be difficult. But then you're also looking at potentially, excuse me. I feel weird saying potentially because like Vlahovic is something to look at. I know that they may try, but how likely is it?
Yeah, I don't think. Honestly, I'm going to be honest. I don't think we do anything in January. I think it's too hard. I asked Ale when the financial gain kicks in, and he said not till January. So we still have to pay off all the debts from before, and we won't have any income like just transfer money to use. I don't think unless Kulusevski and McKennie are sold for like their proper rate, which will combine for like 60 million. I don't see anybody coming in.
I mean,
and that's just the reality of it.
I mean, I don't want to urinate on everybody's parade, but it does
Yeah.
kind of. I mean, it kind of feels that way. I mean, it's just the problem is that there's just so much with it. That has to go. There's so many pieces that have to fall in place before. And I mean, the only reason I see Juventus making serious moves, honestly, is just because of threat of competition from other teams for Tchouaméni. Where like you do whatever you can to get him if it's possible. Because what if because of Monaco's situation, they're not in Champions League or anything like that now, so they don't really have a lot to play for. But he can still build his stock, and they can still use him to play for their future as well.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Tchouaméni. Sorry, he's midway. He's playing for Monaco. He started for Monaco. Now he's made the French national team. Now he's got the idea, like, I want to go to the World Cup. I don't see him leaving in January to go to a Chelsea or a Real Madrid and not playing as much because he's on his way. He's trying to make the World Cup team for next November. So I think in his case, it'd be foolish to go to a Chelsea or a Real Madrid. I think it's better off he just stays at Monaco, continue being in a comfortable environment, dominating for Monaco. Deschamps is already looking at him.
Yeah.
Because he's already called him up for Monaco. So he might as well just stay there for the year. But if a 75 million euro bid comes from Real Madrid or Chelsea, okay, he's gone.
Yeah, it's not happening.
But I don't see him leaving.
No, that's it. Obviously there's me as a fan personally, I don't think rationally when it comes to players of especially when it's right now, Juventus is in a place of need. You look at that midfield, you look at when Ramsey gets trotted out there, you look at guys, Rabiot and all that, and then I'm like, come on, you got to get this guy. You got to get Tchouaméni. He's a young talent. Joel, he actually says, Joel, who said he loves the channel, it says he's a Chelsea fan, loves the channel. I think you all should go for young talent, and that's another situation where you go for young talent like Tchouaméni, and that's why I kind of relate that to it. But also, I want to work this in while I'm saying it. Joel, I appreciate it. I love when there's fans of other teams that join our channel as well. It's so cool. I love to hear y'all's feedback, and I also want to hear, especially when Juventus and Chelsea play again, jump in the chat, hang out with us. Would love to hear, your opinions as well. Even
by the way, if you lose again. It's fine.
But hey, I don't think he's hurting too much. He's got that the UCL championship. He can still, but by the way, congratulations on that last year. It's not easy to do. We know. I was 5 years old last time we won. I mean, that makes sense. He says, sorry, it looks like a Fiorentina logo. That makes sense. It's purple, and the fleur-de-lis does look like that. Yeah. No, it's a fleur-de-lis because, French. But anyway, but yeah, no, I think I do agree with you, though. I think that is probably where we look right now. The transfer market, more than likely, maybe we'll have nobody. But the one thing I will say, Alejandro and I were talking about it as well the other day, is it's odd how many sources are really seeming to agree, and how it's that notion is getting pushed out there more and more that Juventus is gonna actually pound the pavement a bit more than they normally do in January. Because think about every other.
They should.
Yeah.
And they definitely should, especially for that guy. But however, it's three parties involved. It's Juventus, it's Monaco, and it's Tchouaméni.
Yeah.
Right?
And
all three need to click to get a deal.
Yeah, I am interested to know what Tchouaméni's position is on this. You see stuff get floated out there about Vlahovic potentially being very interested in, in Juve. But I still don't know about. When I say I don't know about that, it's I'm always iffy whenever people say that they're sold on him, because I'm like, yeah, but. What do you do when Premier League money comes calling? You know what I'm saying? And as a Juventus fan, I also have to be a realist. I love Juventus. And obviously, if I were a talent, I would love to go and play for Juve. But it's not the same when you don't have that history there. So, anyway. French girl said, stupid question. If a club wants to sell a player, can the player reject it? Yeah, absolutely. That's what
Dybala.
I was going to say Dybala did that. Otherwise, potentially Lukaku could have been a Juve player a couple years ago. And there's part of me that before I was like, okay, I'm glad we kept Dybala at that time. And then I was looking back, I'm like, damn, what could have been? Because he's a monster. Yeah. And I mean,
that's one of the most I want to know what would happen. I want to, what if Marvel? What if?
Yeah.
What if that transfer went through?
Juve, what if you have Ronaldo and Lukaku? Like,
Yeah.
that's that would have been wild. But yeah, let's see. And then Jeremy was asking, "Do you speak French?"
Est-ce que tu parles français, s'il vous plaît?
That's a oui. That is a oui, my friend.
That,
Is that all? Is
like
that all you speak?
That's grade 9 French.
Hey, it's better than
it.
me. I mean,
My sister speaks fluent, actually.
really. Is it?
Yeah.
Are you all? Is your area? Like, is there a large French population in that area? Or is it more? Is that
No,
more the
it's Quebec.
Quebec and all that area?
Yeah. Quebec's main language is French.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have seen videos and stuff, people
Yeah.
like that hanging out there, and it's just like everybody's French and nobody knows what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's cool though. It is cool. I wish there were more. Honestly, like whenever I see people, there's like, I mean, here it's either Spanish or English here for the most part, because you have a lot of people coming from Mexico come to Kentucky because it's deeper, it's farther away where people aren't looking, and then also like it's there's a lot of work for people out here.
Yep.
Let's see. YFG says, "Am I the only one who realizes the attack is really thin? If we have 2 players missing, it's almost chaos." I mean, is it though? Because like, we played pretty fine last match that we had.
It's not chaos. It's controlled chaos.
Yeah.
Because when you stick Bernadeschi up front, that's controlled chaos.
That is your chaos. It's just Bernadeschi over there. That's it. But no, that's true. I mean, that's why you want a guy. I mean, it's one of the situations where you don't have a guy who I look at. Chiesa is as close to that right now. Moise Kean's solid, but he still hasn't and I talked about it before, he hasn't lived up to maybe the hype that I thought he would be doing right away. He's had a few goals and he's played fine so far. He's not, he's not Ronaldo. He's not whoever. He's not whatever you'd expect. But at the same time, I wondered how long it might take for some fans to get a little bit itchy or a little bit, like restless when it came to his performances. Just because of, I think there's a lot of hype that was built up over at Everton, and then when he was at PSG. Actually, it was all at PSG. It wasn't really at Everton. He did okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. Let's see. I think that's what you said. Moise Kean is injured. More like he has a Bernadeschi at attack, and Kyle George is a super sub. I don't know. There's talk right now of Kyle George starting, but we'll see. I mean,
it's too early in the week.
Yeah.
We gotta see what's going on.
Yeah. Okay. And here we go. This is what I want to get up to too, because I hadn't asked you, and you talked about it yesterday. But he was saying, "Julian, I understand one of your Juventus fans who wants Kulu to stay. I want him to stay too, man. We're on the same train." What are your thoughts of all the rumors and stuff that are really swirling right now when it comes to Kulu's future at Juventus? Because
I said yesterday that 100% if Vlahovic was coming in January and the only way to get him was to sell Kulusevski, I'd do it. I'm not crazy. Like, I'm not delusional. But he hasn't been given a proper chance to play in a position where he excels in. In a 4-4-2, he's never going to be dominant. He's never going to excel as a striker or as a winger, because you have to track back. He's more suited as a winger that stays up more of the pitch, or as a support striker, or as an attacking midfielder. He hasn't been offered the opportunity yet. Now, will that come? I don't think so with Allegri. So do you just cut your losses now? No, I wouldn't, because his value's diminished a bit. Am I lagging? Is that why you shook your head? Oh, okay.
No, you're good. I just saw a comment that I haven't been up to date on that I want to talk about, but go ahead. It just shocked me for a sec. I don't know.
Okay. So going back to Kulusevski. You saw in the last, and I'm going to beat this again.
That's what she said.
His last week. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
His last week prior to the international break, every time he stepped on the field, something good happened. He did produce some moments of magic, and of course, there are little cameos here and there. But the Torino game, the 10 minutes he was on, he was good. Yeah. Almost very good. The game against Sampdoria, he did some good things. He got an assist for Locatelli's first goal. And against Chelsea, he wasn't the greatest, but he still held up the ball fine for what the intensity was for that match. Mm-hmm. So he did some good things the week prior to the international break. I need to see that continue, and until you don't just give up on a 21-year-old. That's my opinion. A guy like Ramsey, you give up. It's been 3 years, and you're 30 years old. Get out. Rabiot, it's been 3 years. You're 26 now. I don't know what's going on with you. Get out. Like Kulusevski, a year and a couple months. That's not get out time. That's like, okay, what can we do with this guy?
Yeah, well, the one thing I'll say too when it comes to Kulusevski, he's one of those players. There's a lot of guys out there that I see. You see young guys who get thrown out there, and they don't live up to the hype. They don't, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But there's something about Kulusevski's. I look at him out there. He's not a player that I get the same feeling that I get from. I'll throw Weston McKennie out there or something like that. I see potential there. I see it.
Yeah.
I just see it not like it hasn't come out yet. But I can actually. There's players like that I can feel that any moment it could click. And that's kind of what I feel with Kulusevski.
And once it clicks, look out. And that's what I've been trying to just preach patience for a bit longer, at least.
No, I agree.
Unless Vlahovic is on the table in January, then you do it.
Yeah, if you get a Vlahovic or a Haaland, but yeah, obviously any kind of player like that, that level, you do it, you sacrifice it. Just like I personally, as an American, like Weston McKennie. He's not playing great lately, but if you're telling me I can get you a mini, bye Weston. Sorry, as much as I like him, the reason I like him is for a lot of other reasons. It's cool as an American. I know there's other people that have been like, I know we had a Romanian fan who liked Dragusin because he was, a Romanian player at Juventus, and it means a lot. So, yeah, it's cool. It was really cool the first time in the 100-plus years of Juve football that an American played there. It's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
So it makes a difference. But I get it. Yeah, you want what's best. It was this comment by Ryan that threw me. He said, regarding the breakup from Allegri and his wife's ex-girlfriend, what affected Allegri's mentality towards the game? I hope not. Did that happen? Am I missing this? Did this news break and I miss it?
This news report?
Yeah.
This came from Football Italia. And
this is my wheelhouse, and I missed this? This is something that I would love to get into.
I don't... Man, you know how mentally strong Max Allegri is?
Yeah.
And he's the one who ghosted the wife, or his girlfriend and his daughter, and the girlfriend's daughter. Like, he doesn't give a flying tit.
Yeah.
He's not, his mentality towards the Roma game, he is focused on Roma. That's why he ghosted her.
I mean, there is a different mentality when it comes to coaches. I have friends that are coaches, people like that, when they do it. I mean, also I have personal experience. If anybody's American and you know the University of Louisville, there's a history of the coaches having some extramarital affairs and stuff going on there, or having whatever going on. I don't think that I feel like when you're a coach, when you have that mentality of a coach, it's not a normal mentality that a normal human being has. You love the sport more than you love any person, any human being, which I am not a coach. I love my wife more than anything. If she hears this back, she will know I love her more than anything. But what I'm saying is, when there's some of these coaches, they don't think that way. They don't care. So like a breakup or whatever have you, something that's not going to affect them. It's just going to keep going. He'll keep moving on. You look at him. We call him Buttermilk Stoops down the road. He's a big guy. He's the head coach of Kentucky's football team. He and his wife got a divorce, and the team's playing better than ever. That's all I can say. So I don't know. I mean, it's not good for me because I don't like UK, but they're playing very well. Yeah. I got to give them credit. So I'm not super worried when it comes to Allegri and his mentality yet. I don't think so. They're different. To be a successful coach in any sport, I feel like you have to be a different kind of person. You have to have a different mentality. It's not a normal human being. Normal people don't succeed in these kind of spots. Yep. Abdul Rahman says, remember me saying Kyle will be one of the best, inshallah. And I apologize if I butchered that.
One of the best?
Will be one of the best. So, I mean, he is. I mean, do you not remember when we were getting him? He was either the next Neymar or the next Ronaldo. He's one of either or. Right. I think
watch our coach's corner.
Hey, I just need him to be solid. If he's solid, I'm good. I'm happy. Like,
Listen,
if he's just. Yeah.
Yeah, if he's Bobby Firmino, you win.
Yeah.
That's what it is. If he turns out to be a support striker that does a lot of stuff off the ball and he has a good touch, you're good.
Oh, yeah. YFG, maybe. I don't know about any. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that's funny. Sani was asking, any thoughts on reports that PIF is planning to buy Inter after they bought Newcastle United?
If they start coming to Italy now, and everyone was complaining about the Super League, you better change your mind at this point.
Yeah, the Super League needs to
That's all I'm
happen at
gonna
this
say.
point. I mean, it's
Yeah.
if you're not on the Super League train, if you want to argue about the Super League, the Super League, let us know. But honestly, I am full steam ahead. Give me on the Super League. Give me all that Super
Yeah.
League money. Let me go buy those players I need to buy. Let me go buy Vlahovic. Let me go buy Tchouaméni without a sweat, and let's get going. Like that's what I need right now. If if Allegri
Agnelli.
Agnelli, thank you. God, the G's on the L, it always gets me every time. Then I forget the
Man,
other
your
one.
employer.
I get a
employer's
check.
name.
Well, see, the thing is, it's direct deposit now, so I don't get I don't read the check anymore.
Yeah,
it just
true,
goes straight into
true.
the bank account. If he has to sell, and it's oil money coming in there, smoking stogies, hanging out, I don't care, my guy. That means we're successful. It means we're making money. I would prefer Agnelli to continue, but if it happens,
Here's the thing, though. They'll never sell the club because they have 14 billion euros themselves as a company. They just don't let him spend that money. That's true. That's the difference.
Maybe just let us use that money. Maybe they realize to be competitive, we need that. Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Del Guayas is from Saginaw, Michigan. Juventino since 1992, so I was 2 years old. I don't know how old you were at that time, Del Guay.
I was
but that's awesome.
-1.
So you're born in 93?
Yep.
What month?
March.
Social Security number? Anyway. Oh, wait. So we're both March. I suppose what you said. Yeah, are you? Del, let us know. Also, I'm also a March baby, so that's cool.
Nice.
I
the
just
10th?
No, not the 10th. Not the 10th. 29th. But yeah. No, 29's a solid number, my guy. Okay, Haneen's asking Tchouaméni for 60 mil or go with Zakaria and Ravella. I mean, I think we're gonna go with Ravella regardless in the summer.
Yeah.
I say go with Ravella regardless. I don't think you pay. I mean, I don't know. What's a fair number for
We'd be going down the same road if we got Zakaria on high wages.
Yeah.
We're going to go down the same road, and I don't think we're going to do that. For Tchouaméni, 60 mil's a lot, man, because that's our transfer window done if we get Tchouaméni for 60 million.
Right now, Monaco, quote unquote, is valuing him at 45 mil. 45 mil is what they value him at.
Yeah.
What is it really going to be valued at once all these names actually start calling and they start doing it?
Yeah.
It's going to go up quick. I don't know what their management's like. I don't know how they operate. I don't know anything like that.
Monaco's owner he's also a billionaire, so I don't think money's too concerning for him. But at the end of the day, he doesn't want to get pushed over, right?
Yeah.
Like could have been he's not going to do to Monaco's owner what he did to Sassuolo's.
Yeah. I mean, the only time you can ever really do that is when the players seriously only want you.
Exactly.
I mean, you have to have a situation, they have to pray that Vlahovic is one of those situations, which I don't think he is, but maybe, I don't know. For me, I prefer Van de Beek as the main target in January because we only have to compete with Everton and Newcastle. Tchouaméni, we have Chelsea, Real Madrid, and Manchester United to compete with. I get your point. My point, though, my guy, is Tchouaméni to me is the best option. He is the best option out there.
Youngest as well.
Yeah, youngest, got a bright future.
Positional need as well.
Yeah. I don't know. Van de Beek's fine, but to me, it's a haul ass for Tchouaméni as quickly as you can and see what plays. I don't know.
This is what I think. Like Van de Beek, if Ramsey actually ends up leaving and Van de Beek Tchouaméni is not an option, Van de Beek's coming in the last week of January.
Mm-hmm.
And that's still an upgrade. Like, don't get me wrong, Van de Beek is miles better than Ramsey at this point, but like you only get Van de Beek if Tchouaméni most likely won't happen in January, and then you go for another replacement.
Yeah, it's if you need him right now, or I don't know. I would make Tchouaméni, or I would make Monaco and Tchouaméni say no before I'd make any move for anybody else at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I see a lot of people with their comments saying about basically being negative, and I don't disagree with you guys saying about Tchouaméni more than likely not because EPL guys are going after him and EPL money, and and I understand that. Ryan says I'd leave all the money we have for buying Chiesa and Morata at the end of the season. So probably the only solution in January is to sell Ramsey and get Ravella back. I don't think Ravella right now. Here's the reason, and we talked about this a little bit. Alejandro and I did, and I'm sure you all did too in the past. I would love to have Ravella back, but you don't do it right now because Allegri's not going to play.
You can't.
Excuse me. Allegri's going to put him on the bench, and then he's not going to develop. You need him to stay at Genoa where he is and develop through the end of the season, then come back, and hopefully he can play his way in. That's the only problem.
That's exactly it.
Abdul Rahman says everybody in the Middle East supports Barca or Real. I've been supporting Juventus for 11 years since I was young. I miss Vidal, really. That's cool, though. That's really cool. 11 years. That's awesome. See, what part of the Middle East are you from, Abdul Rahman? I'd like to know that. That's really cool. Because I always wondered what different areas, are really fans of. If they liked EPL or not, or if they prefer the leagues that aren't English Premier,
Yeah.
Let's skip ahead a little bit, unless you had anything that you really wanted to talk about. I was trying to hit on, like I said, we're doing a Q&A kind of day today, which I think these are fun.
Yeah. Let people speak.
Yeah, exactly. Want to give you guys some attention. Marco says, if Ramsey goes, I can only see Van de Beek coming in as a direct replacement because of his situation at Man United. With that way, I think McKennie will stay. He'll improve as the season goes on. Let's see. I think. There's a chance you could let them both go. It just seems more likely that McKennie goes because he's got higher stock than Ramsey does. When I say higher stock, it's like he has a lot more appeal for maybe. I feel like he has more appeal for guys in even the EPL to go after to bring him in because he's a young developing guy. Ramsey's injured all the time.
Yeah, he's younger. He's got more future to him, obviously. So
yeah.
McKennie's the more valuable asset at this point.
Yeah. No, I agree. Let's see. What are you saying? Check the facts. Not unless you have the hellback. You can. Okay. Yeah, I see Ryan and YFG going back and forth. Yes, you can recall the player. You can, but you have to break contracts and all that. Then it's all.
You have to pay a fee as well.
Yes, I know. Thanks, guys. I look like the Americans you just Juve. Yes, Giuseppe.
Nice.
Giuseppe's my guy. He's my boy. He's been on the channel before. He's a really good guy. Really supportive. But yeah, I know. I'm bald and have a beard. Thank you, guys.
That's what qualifies you.
Yeah, right.
You want to be a Juventus host on our channel? You just need a bald head and a beard.
Well, that's honestly when we first started. I was like, "Oh no, people are all just they're gonna say that as soon as we start and be like, oh, it's another bald guy with a beard. Here we go." Yeah. Juan says, "I like Kulu and I think he can still grow. However, his team in this team, he's dispensable, given Chiesa's dominance on the right wing and Max's preference to play Cuadrado on further forward." And that's true. But
yeah, given the fact that he's currently not a starter, he is, like you said, he's a swappable asset, and you have to think about asset management all the time. And right now, his value probably isn't what you bought him for. However, I think again, I wouldn't give up on him yet.
That's his tagline. I try to avoid other people's stuff. I don't want to step on any toes. I can say "Ciao, Juve Tony" because that's what you wrote. "Ciao, Juve Tony of the world." There you go. Torero said something special. And Kyle, I hope we'll see. I need more time. We've seen him literally 1 minute of regular time. We've seen 1 minute, and then we got 5 minutes extra after that or something. Any younger players out there that Juventus can poach, say in City B, like Lorenzo Luca or any other? Is it Luca or Luca when you have two C's like
Luca.
that?
It would be Luca.
It's still Luca? Okay.
Yeah. He's dominating right now in City B, and he scored for the U21s again. So Lorenzo Luca in particular. In City B, maybe not, but like lower end teams in Serie A, like how Ale brought up Samuele Ricci from Empoli. Mm-hmm. I started to watch him a bit more, and he looks a good player. He's tactically sound. He's good on the ball. You just gotta keep looking down there for a bit, and you'll find some gems, like you did with Ravella. Ravella was exactly like that.
Yeah, and I think I would do that maybe potentially for a left back is what I would say. It's just like, look, there's really no other options I see, no affordable options at the current time.
Yeah, you can. There's no point in spending 45 million euros on a left back. There's absolutely no point.
Actually, I want to use this one every time people ask why we aren't playing Fajoli and people like that. I think it's this.
I get asked questions like, well, how important is it for the young guys to get to play this week? Well, how in the hell you know they're going to get to play? I mean, what makes you think that you can just assume that they're going to get to play?
I'm just going to play that every single time. That's Saban. I think he also said...
why is Ravella playing? Why isn't Fajoli playing? Pop.
Just play that every time, and then when we're playing poorly, I'm just going to.
And they run through our ass like shit through a tin horn, man, and we could not stop them.
Anyway, there's some of these that are fun. I can't wait to use these in post games. I'm going to have to cut some more, but I think I can have fun with these. I love the Sounders stuff. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Cruz said, do you guys think the only reason Allegri plays 4-4-2 is because of Dybala? No, I don't think so. I think it's because that's what we talked about it before. We talked about how that's what Pirlo played. That's what he did. And that's what Allegri usually does is he comes in utilizing the system of the previous coach to slowly acclimate him to his, right? Or what do you think?
Yeah, I've said this before so many times. I think Paulo Dybala is a strictly luxury player. I think that he doesn't suit any modern day system. He can't play as a winger. There's no such thing as a support striker anymore. There's a center forward or two center forwards, and there's a right winger or a left winger now. Like the game's modernized to that. Like how James Rodriguez literally got fizzled out of the game. He's now in Saudi Arabia or some shit because he's also that kind of player. Like Dybala. He can't defend. The only way possible is he's playing as a striker, but he's also not a striker. So Allegri's got a tough job fitting him in, and of course, world-class player, Dybala, on his day. Yeah. But it is what it is.
It's just it's been a while since we've seen him at his peak.
Yeah.
At that world-class level.
Don't get me wrong. This year started out really well. This year, Dybala started off pretty good. He had one bad game against Empoli, but other than that, he's no shit games, and that's a good thing. That's a positive sign. But again, you're sacrificing probably Chiesa and Locatelli in order to fit Dybala in. Like you can easily play a 4-3-3, and Chiesa can play on a wing and run through him. But Allegri said at the beginning of the year, Dybala is the center point of our project. So this is what's going to be for a while.
Yeah, he's pretty invested in him, and I mean he has history with him, so he's going to continue to use him,
which is fair.
Yeah,
coach is going to do. If coach has got a favorite, you run it.
YFG is asking, I'm just curious, how much do you guys think Allegri would, or they keep doing it, and the LA family would sell you? They won't.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't even know that there's a figure that you could put out there that they would really do it for.
Yeah, I mean, there's no big. Like I said, the family company XOR is worth like 14 billion euros or dollars. They don't need to sell. They won't sell.
When you've got it like that, you don't worry about the price. You're not worried about
exactly.
And then any number that they probably would sell it for would be just a ridiculous number that nobody's going to pay.
Yeah.
So, and then Sani says, even with the Super League, we won't be able to compete with oil money. The only solution is better FP and salary cap. I don't know. I don't know if I fully agree with that. I mean, what are they just going to keep paying?
I think we'll get I was going to say, we get money. We get more money than we'll ever dream of if we sign up for that league.
Yeah. And right now, PSG is not a part of it. Like right now, they're not a part of it. But also, like at some point, like what are you gonna do? Are people just gonna? I mean, I guess they could. I was like, are they just gonna keep paying like ridiculous contracts? That you all right over there?
Yep.
Are they just gonna keep paying ridiculous contracts that make no sense? Are you gonna overpay? What is like Weston McKennie gonna be making like 70 mil? Like because they could just pay whoever. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make any sense. Abdul Rahman said Saudi Arabia. Nice. Okay. That's awesome. I like to see where everybody's from. Whenever people share that, it's one of the cooler things about the channel in general. But I don't know. I mean, I still think that would make a big difference for Juventus moving forward. And we can poo-poo it all we want, but to me, it doesn't make sense to do that right now. Let's see what else we got here. Anyway, we got a heck of a week coming forward. We got the Roma match. Hopefully Juventus can start off strong, and I really do worry, and I do want to see what happens going there, because if I would be really, really frustrated to see us have another setback and to come back out there, and the next thing you know, we have another, we draw against Roma. Is it at home or is it away?
We're home.
We're home. Okay, then you got to win. You have to win this match.
Yeah.
There's no excuse. You can't make any excuses. So it's Roma and then Zenit, and then right,
Yep.
and then it's Inter.
Yep.
And that's the one thing that I am apologetically gonna miss, because I will be out of town during Inter week. Ooh. And that's like really for the first time we're doing this channel, and I won't be here to do the post-match stuff for Inter. It's ridiculous.
Ooh.
Like I know I'm not happy about it. I don't know, maybe I can call in or something, or figure out a way to put my phone up there, but I'll be on the beach enjoying it with the family. So
okay. That makes me feel good.
Not gonna be too upset about it overall. I'll maybe, but if they do lose, I'll come and yell and scream and bitch and do all that stuff that we love to do. Anyway, actually, let me touch on this. Do you have any other topics or anything you want to talk about before we wrap it up? We've been going on for an hour.
Yeah, no, not particularly. We have the pregame show on Friday. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow is going to be a different kind of show, and you should all be excited for that and tune in for that. Yeah. We have some exciting news. I'm teasing it. I'm not letting you guys know. You just have to find out tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm excited. Julian's done a ton of work for this. Like, you guys don't realize how much Julian does. Like the research and all the other stuff that he puts into it. It really is impressive. So I'm excited to watch it. I'll be actually, I think I'll probably be off, but I won't be on here, but I'll just be watching it as one of you guys. So I'll be enjoying taking it all in. So
you also have to still submit, Justin. You have to join and submit.
Oh, yeah.
Part of it.
I honestly didn't know that I was part of it. I thought it was just you two doing it. I didn't know that it was a group. Was it all three?
We're doing the show. If you want to join, you can join, but you have to to answer what I sent or what Alejandro sent in the group chat. You have to.
My bad, dude. I literally had
to participate.
I had 120 messages from these dudes in like 2 hours. Like, I was working. I get to work and I'm like, okay, and I start feeling this thing buzzing in my on my side, and then I get to leave. I start to leave, and I'm like 120. So I probably didn't read it. That's probably why I missed it. But yeah, I'll take part of it. It'll be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of good stuff coming your way, guys. Actually, this will be a good segue for me to talk about it. Alejandro talked about it a little bit, but we're excited about. We're going to bring memberships to the to our YouTube channel, to our community. It's going to be a big thing for the future, for what we're doing here and what we can bring to you all, and what you all can get out of the channel as well. It's going to be really big for the community aspect. There's going to be a couple little tiers that we're going to do with it. The first tier, you're going to get a bunch of, you'll be able to do cool emojis. You'll have a badge and stuff like that. So that way, all the members that are actually Bianconeri Zone members will show up in the chat. You'll be able to tell who they are, where their level and different stuff like that. You'll be able to get free, I think we're going to do graphics. You're going to have wallpaper, stuff like that once a month. But then also, in the future, we're going to end up having... Obviously, we're going to end up doing merchandising eventually in the future. So if you want to get any t-shirts, stuff like that, we're going to do with the Bianconeri Zone logo. You can get those for discounts and stuff. But also the main thing that I'm really excited about, and there's a lot more to come with it, but the main thing I'm really excited about is the second tier. It's pennies that you're paying for this stuff. So what it really does is it helps... The real reason that the memberships have the way memberships do is because it's a tiny little financial thing. So that way there's trolls. It keeps the trolls out. And that's what it does. It keeps the community and a good amount of people into what we have. So what you get to do with that is we're going to be able to do call-ins. So I don't know about you guys, but here in the United States, we have a lot of call-in shows after my UofL Cardinals lose week in and week out. We have call-in shows where people can call in and talk to the host and bitch and whine and yell and scream and do all that good stuff with us throughout it. And that's what we're going to be doing in the future. We're going to bring in call-ins, so you'll be accessing that through the Discord server that we have here that you can get with that. It'll be a lot of fun. You can yell, you can scream, you can talk to us about whatever you want, and you actually get to be a part of what we're doing here on the channel. The chat's always good, but you can actually really be here and be a part of what we're doing here. So we're excited about it. We'll have that launching in the coming weeks, months, whatever have you. Whatever the timeline is, Alejandro will let me know. But once we do, it'll be a lot of fun, and we're excited what that can bring. We'll finish this on 2 comments I see here on the post at the bottom. Ryan Saliba says the next games are a must win to get to the top 4, plus Milan have a disadvantage because of their injuries. So that's true. Definitely have to capitalize on any potential falling out with the other clubs that you can either play a part in or that they do.
You smell blood, you take it.
And then finally, Dax is asking, and I think we kind of covered this earlier, but what's the priority signing for the next transfer window? I feel like we both have the same answer.
It's Tchouaméni.
Yeah, it's got to be Tchouaméni. It has to be him. You have to have another midfielder that's a top tier target, and he will be that for the next Mercado. Any other final thoughts you want to say or get out there before we wrap it up today?
My Red Wings start tomorrow. Hockey season started for me. I'm really excited. That's the Canadian in me. In terms of Juventus, massive game on Sunday. We got to see what happens throughout the rest of this week to see who's available, who's actually available, and who's not. And from there, we need a result. I don't care if we win, how we win. If you win 1-0 again, just keep winning 1-0, and I'm chilling. I don't really give a shit how. Just do it.
I'm more than happy with these 1-0 wins. 1-0 victories. I don't need it to be flashy. It could be literally a stall them out. Whatever kind of game, I'm good with it. It is what I want. Anyway, one thing I do want to say, if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, definitely hit that like button. Let's see, there's a couple things. What are people saying? Are you participating in Fendicaccio?
Tune in. Who knows?
I don't know. And then Cruz says, can we have an episode based on transfer targets alone? Yeah, definitely. That'll definitely be something we'll be covering. And we can definitely just dive into transfer targets. You're really good at breaking down guys when we do these coaching corners. You know, maybe we could even, I know a lot of times it's really when we sign them that we've done these coaches corners.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be bad to have an option like that to really break down like Tchouaméni's game. Stuff like that in the future. But yeah, Cruz, we can definitely do something like that. No problem. We definitely want to.
Yeah, if I have a slow week, I'll definitely do a Tchouaméni coach's corner.
If we don't have much going on, we'll definitely throw it out there. I participated already one in September. Nice, congratulations, Ryan. That's awesome. Good going.
New month.
Right? New month, new winners. Anyway, guys, we appreciate you guys for tuning in, as always. We always have a lot of fun here with you guys. So excited that the season's getting back started up again, and we can do so much more going forward. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of his latest videos. Make sure you follow Bianconerizon at Bianconerizon on Twitter and Instagram. Follow me at Justin Sofer. We've got him down here at the bottom. Follow Julian Genotti at Genotti151 as well. And also actually follow Alejandro Fancello. I think he actually has one that's just him.
Did he
Alejandro. I think he did, or at least it showed up on your all's graphics yesterday. It said Alejandro Fancello.
He said he didn't make it yet, though. He just put it on this.
This man, I don't. I'm gonna have a word with him. Anyway, follow him when he creates it. Whatever. Anyway, we appreciate you guys. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yep.